Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all my gamer fringulums and people who accidentally joined the cult because the guy at Walmart said there were free samples.
No, sir, I don't think I have any use for rubber nipples.
Welcome back to the Game Adaptation newscast. Today we're talking about the brand new Far Cry TV show on Hulu that just got announced. FX woke up one morning and said, what if we turned one of the most chaotic video game franchises ever into a TV show, and then asked Noah Hawley, the guy who made Fargo, and Rob McElhenney, the guy who screams and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, to run it? What could possibly go wrong? That's the first thing that's gone wrong.
I'm a Swedish plumber. I'm here to fix your pipes.
Before I go a little deeper into what we know so far about the brand new Far Cry TV show, don't forget to take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps a brother out and it goes a long way. Now load up that M16, jump into that random Jeep at the side of the road, and let's gun it into everything we know so far about the Far Cry TV show.
You should be outside playing in the sunshine instead of watching this bullshit.
Far Cry the game series is an anthology franchise of first-person shooter games published by Ubisoft. The first game, Far Cry, was developed by Crytek to premiere their CryEngine software and released March 2004. Subsequently, Ubisoft attained the rights to the franchise, and the bulk of the development is handled by Ubisoft Montreal. As of 2025, the franchise consists of 6 mainline games, a standalone expansion, and several spin-offs. Additionally, the first game, initially developed for Microsoft Windows, saw a number of ports to game consoles.
Have I failed to entertain you?
So the show is officially an anthology, which means every season will be completely different. Basically American Horror Story, except instead of ghosts and witches, you get dictators, explosions, and that one guy who always tags along and somehow never dies.
No more skates!
The show is being made by Noah Hawley, the man responsible for Fargo and the Alien series, and Rob McElhenney, who apparently wants to just be known as Rob Mac now, getting all Mr. Fancy Pants on it. Meanwhile, that's what his name was on It's Always Sunny anyways. Everyone just called him Mac on there. So I guess now he just got so used to it. People say his full name and he goes, who's that? Then they go, Mac. Or, oh, okay. Mac is also starring in season 1. So Rob McElhenney starring in Far Cry, I swear they're one cast announcement away from Charlie Day walking into the frame screaming, people are kidnapping me again! We don't know if they're going to be adapting a specific Far Cry game, such as Far Cry 3 with Voss, or Far Cry 5, which was with the cult, or Far Cry 6 with Giancarlo I'm in Every Project Esposito. Or they could go the original route like Fallout, where they take the similar structure of a game but make their own new story, and it'll be about Robbie Mac fighting a militia of angry raccoons. Honestly, I would watch that.
I think we're speaking the same language.
Translating a video game like Far Cry, which is known for its open world gameplay, sandbox mechanics, and large scale combat, into a live action show is tricky. There's always a risk that the TV format could undercut what made the game special. Freedom, scale, optional chaos. Because it's an anthology, each season will need to feel fresh, but also capture what fans love about Far Cry. That's a hard bar. Saying it's an anthology, does that mean they already know it's going to have multiple seasons? Because I feel like it could almost be shooting themselves in the foot to say a brand new show is an anthology if you don't even know how well the first season is going to be. According to Hawley, one of the biggest appeals of the Far Cry was exploring the nature of humanity through this complex and chaotic lens. The show is expected to lean into Far Cry's trademark chaos, moral ambiguity, open world style conflict, cults, dictators, and other wild narrative elements. Ubisoft's own announcement calls out that the adaptation stays faithful to the spirit of the games. I feel like this is such an early announcement, I don't see how they would know that yet. The series has officially been ordered by FX today. There has been no specific premiere date has been announced because each season is standalone that gives flexibility in production and storytelling. I've played the Far Cry games, but I've never actually officially finished any of them. They're definitely a very enjoyable game. It's a fun game to play around in terms of traversal, as you can run around on foot, then immediately jump into any vehicle you see. But then you can also jump into a plane or jump off a mountain with a parachute or go hang gliding. The flexibility of just going directly from being on foot to into a vehicle, and the fact that it's a first-person shooter with RPG type elements. It's one of those franchises that I'm almost like, why do I not love it more? Because it's pretty much everything I like about games. At the same time, Ubisoft games are very formulaic, and they essentially have their own kind of style where it's a huge open world, but every single part of the world has its own little tiny section with check marks of like, well, there's 5 chests in the area and you've only picked up 3. Where are the other 2?
My God.
But this is a major live action adaptation of a big Ubisoft franchise. Another franchise from Ubisoft, Splinter Cell, was adapted from animation on Netflix just very recently. So this is not the first time a Ubisoft franchise has been adapted. And they also adapted Assassin's Creed, Mr. Fassbender a couple years ago. The creators, Hawley and Mack, are well known and bring strong TV pedigree. Hawley for his high concept drama anthology experience, and Mack for comedy and character work.
Now let's talk about the trash.
In terms of casting, all we know so far is that Rob Mack is going to be in season 1. And for all we know, he might not even be the protagonist. I could almost see him going the antagonist angle, just because in these games it's way more fun to be the bad guy.
Hello?
There are no plot details at all. We don't know what Far Cry, if any, game the first season will closely resemble, or whether they'll invent an entirely new story. But what'll be good? Well, it's FX, which means there are going to be higher production value, real explosions, emotional monologues, and at least one guy standing in the rain staring at a chicken while a violin music plays.
You remember Feelings, right?
But the show will need to balance its wild action, gunfights, exploration with character-driven storytelling, especially given Hawley's involvement. He tends to focus on moral complexity. Will it be for the hardcore Far Cry fans or more mainstream viewers? Getting either side to buy in is important. Far Cry has deep lore, various settings, and iconic villains, so the source material is rich.
Run, Forrest! Run!
Also, with the anthology structure, it means they can take big swings. One season could be on a cult island story, and another could be in a war-torn jungle. It's streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus internationally, which means highly potential production values and broader reach. In terms of release, we don't know anything. FX is hiding their release date like it's a Far Cry outpost captured by pirates.
I want to know what you people think.
Anthology wrote is the smartest move. Far Cry games are naturally suited because each installment can be so different. Rob Mack starring is an interesting choice. Depending on his role, whether it's hero or villain, it could bring a surprising tone. Maybe more dark humor, maybe more grounded character work. Mack has only been really known for his comedy work. So is he going to stay on course with that? The character he plays is still pretty similar to how Mack is on It's Always Sunny. He's been playing that role for like 10 years before he started to branch out to other roles. So it's almost kind of hard to not see Rob Mack as Mack. There's real potential for this to feel like a big budget action show rather than a cheap game adaptation, especially with FX and these creators involved. They actually did adapt a Far Cry game in 2008, directed by the legend himself, Mr. Uwe. In 2008, they quietly released a Far Cry movie that no one saw whatsoever. I haven't, and I'm pretty sure it's god-awful. But hey, maybe I'll watch it just for the fun of it.
Absolutely outstanding.
So that's everything we know so far about the Far Cry show on Hulu. An anthology of chaos, explosions, dictators, hopefully raccoons, and maybe a pet alligator or 3, and Robbie Mack probably yelling at a coconut.
Naked pics online? Where? Where did he post those?
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and tell me in the comments which Far Cry villain you think should star. And if it's a guy from Far Cry Primal, you need therapy. Keep gaming.
And bye-bye.